Alright, we will definitely block. Alright, Hidetsugu and Kairi triggers. We cast Breach the Multiverse, hitting them for 7. Milling 10 from both of us. We will get ourselves a Jace. Both. Right here. That puts them to 15 cards left, so that means Jace is going to be able to just nuke their library on him. Not that it matters, because now we can do this. Ah, he saw what I was doing. Hey there, so today we're taking a look at Dimir Mill, and this is a little bit different than my Azorius Mill, where my Azorius Mill deck was more of a hang back and try and control the flow of the game until you can get your Jace Mill Bomb off. This one takes a little bit more of a direct approach. First thing you'll notice is that there are no counterspells in this deck. There really wasn't a whole lot of room to put counterspells into the deck. This wasn't really a reaction to Cavern of Souls making counterspells kind of irrelevant. It was more of a I wanted to make a proactive approach in building this deck. So what you'll see is a handful of removal in the form of Cut Down, Go for the Throat, Liliana, Gix's Command, Sheoldred Sacrifice, Vraska, and that's your removals. You have enough removal to survive. But the deck goes a little bit more direct in its mill approach. I mean, you're running Cruel Somnophage, you're running Invasion of Amonkhet, of course you're running Jace. You're also running Sheoldred, because Sheoldred's activation requires your opponent to have at least 8 cards in their graveyard, which is very easy to accomplish with the mill strategy. So I wanted to put her in here as well. But we also are running Teresian Mindbreaker, which when it attacks, it makes your opponent mill half their library. And we're running Breach the Multiverse, which a lot of people run Breach the Multiverse not for its mill quotient, but for its ability to resurrect 2 creatures or planeswalkers. This is in here because it pulls double duty. It feeds our game plan of making our opponent mill, and also it can combo off with either Hidetsugu and Kairi or with Jace itself, because you can just cast Breach the Multiverse, make your opponent mill 10 cards, and then use the Breach to bring Jace back, and then immediately -5 him to make your opponent mill an additional 15 cards. So you can completely finish the game with a well-timed Breach the Multiverse, which could also get cast for free off of a dead Hidetsugu and Kairi. So that's the deck. It's much more straightforward than the usual decks that I run mill for. So a little bit out of my comfort zone here. No counter spells to save me when things get bad. But I think it's got enough early game control in the form of creature kill in order to live long enough to get to our mill game plan. So let's go ahead and take it out there onto the ladder and see how it does. I don't think I want to keep this. I mean, it's got a Jace, a Cut Down, and a Breach. Breach is not something we're going to cast until late game. Same with Jace. It's not really something we play early. The only removal we have is Cut Down. But it has 2 Restless Reef in it, which can be used for milling and for attacking with the manland. I'm worried that if I mulligan this, it'll bring me back with a 2-land hand, and then I'll just be out of this game altogether. So we'll go ahead and keep it and see what happens. We are going first as well. So we're going to go with the Dark Slick Shores first, and probably the Restless Reef on 2. Okay, looks like we're against Golgari to start with. Let's see if they're just Golgari. Yeah, looks like they might be. Reclusive Taxidermist. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, we'll kill it. Mostly just so that we can get a Jace out onto the table early.
The sacred
and kind of start milling them right off the bat. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely Golgari, but it's an interesting Golgari list, though. I don't think I've seen something quite like this yet. So next turn, we'll probably +1 Jace because they'll probably. Oh, looks like they're not going to be playing a creature. They're looking for a basic land and creating a food token. All right, so we're definitely going to +1 Jace and Invasion of Amonkhet. So let's play the other Restless Reef. We will Invasion. I love Invasion because it does the mill strategy, but it also forces a discard on the opponent. Really strong. And also we get to draw a card off of it, so that's pretty cool. Alright, very nice. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and +1. Submit 0 because there's nothing on the table. Now, next turn, we're probably going to bust out the Teresian Mindbreaker and attack the Invasion of Amonkhet with it. But we'll see if they tap out or not. If they tap out, then that'd be great for us. Okay, cool. Looks like they did. And do they have anything to cast with that last 2 mana? If not, we take the Invasion. So we either cast them. Okay, so they. Oh, no? Okay, they did play a creature. Okay. Alright, so in that case, we are going to cast Hidetsugu and Kairi. Draw 3, we put 2 back. We put Breach the Multiverse back, and shoot, I guess put a land back. Okay, and the Breach is going to go to the top, because I'm expecting our opponent to at least try to kill Hidetsugu and Kairi. But they might not have any removal. I do have the sneaking suspicion we're playing against a new player, though. Because I've not seen Snarling Wolf in play in a very long time. So, even if we don't get to cast Breach off of Hidetsugu and Kairi, we do still get to kill the Invasion. Okay. Okay, it's gonna +2 it. Alright, we will definitely block. Alright, Hidetsugu and Kairi triggers. We cast Breach the Multiverse, hitting them for 7, milling 10 from both of us. And I will take from you. I think I want the Consuming Blob. And from my graveyard, we will get ourselves a Jace. Okay, so from here, we're going to cast the Teresian Mindbreaker. And then we're going to attack both right here. That puts them to 15 cards left, so that means Jace is going to be able to just nuke their library. Alright, he lets that go through. We get a Last Step Convert. Titan, sure, I like that. Titan's cool. Let's see. Make a Rhino, put a shield counter on him. Not that it matters, because now we can do this. He saw what I was doing. Okay, so this hand doesn't look too bad. It doesn't have any turn 1 or 2 removal, but it does have Liliana. Liliana, Jace, Breach. It might work. Like, I'm a little hesitant to keep it. But it does have removal in the form of Adawara. We'll keep it and see what happens. I do like the fact that we get 4 lands to go with, because this deck is a little mana heavy, or mana hungry, I should say. Anyways, let's keep it, see what happens. Worst thing that could happen is we could lose. Looks like they're still deciding on whether to keep or not. Alright. So let's see here. We don't have a turn 1 play. But I don't really want to show my hand by playing the Shipwreck Marsh first. Okay. Swamp into Evolve Sleeper. Okay. This could be an aggressive list. We're about to find out. Okay. So I'm playing blue-black. Swing in for 1. Which means they want to hold mana up. Ooh, there's a card I wish I had a while ago. Let's see here. We could start with Invasion of Amonkhet. I think we hold the mana up and make them think that we're playing counter magic. End turn. I figured we'll just remove it now, while they don't have mana to counterspell with. Okay, we play Evolve Sleeper. Alright. In this case... we could test for a Liliana, but I don't think I want to. So we're just going to play the land, and we're going to play Invasion, and see if they let it go through. I did not think so. I'm glad we went with that instead of the Liliana. Liliana is a little bit more high value. Ah, kicks. Okay. So this looks like we're just playing against your average run-of-the-mill, what's the word? Dimir mid-range. We're gonna +1 this, give this -3. Save us some hit points. Yeah. I figured as much. Now, if they hit my Planeswalker with that Evolve Sleeper, they don't get to draw off of it. Only if they hit me. So let's see what they do. Looks like they're going after me because they want to make sure they don't miss their land drop. Yeah. Pay life gain. Yep, there's their land. But they're trying to bluff, though, because they played the land from this side of the hand instead of this side of the hand. So, let's go ahead. Now, if we tap out for the Restless Reef and try to attack with it, they could kill our land, setting us back to 5 land. I don't think I want that. So, in this case, we're going to go with the Liliana the Veil, keeping 2 mana open. And kind of bluffing them into thinking that we have counter magic to play back with. And it resolved. How do you like that? Alright, so -2, make him sacrifice a creature. Okay, they just want to draw. Okay. They get their card draw. And they sacrifice the Evolve Sleeper, as I expected them to. +1, give that -3.
Become subdued.
Oh, okay. I guess they thought that they didn't have any kind of recourse, but they did like desperation draw a lot. So that kind of tells me that they were trying to draw into something very specific and couldn't find it. Okay, so this is top heavy. This is really top heavy. God, but it still has that same situation we've been running into. It's like we have 4 lands and 3 cards, but none of those cards we get to play early. Well, we've been doing well with it though, so we'll keep it. Okay, so they're playing Evolving Wilds, which means they are playing a slightly slower strategy. Okay, we're gonna start with the Restless Reef. Don't really have anything to do without mana anyways. What you gonna do? Alright, double red into Dragon Spark Reactor. Okay. This is weird, but I'm into it. We'll play another Restless Reef. Where another artifact enters the battlefield on deer. Okay, I see what's going on here. This is an Anvil deck. So, that means the clock is ticking. So we need to do something. God, I don't want... God, if I... Can he target my Planeswalker? Sacrifice, it deals damage equal to the number of charge counters on its target player, and that matched up to one target creature. Okay, he can't hit it with that. That's fine. So, that means we'll go here. Pay 2 life to cast it. And I have a feeling he's going to find a way to kill it immediately, so we're just going to get a little bit of value off this right now.
No secret.
A mill we draw. Okay. Because if I was playing Rakdos, I would definitely have ways to eliminate Planeswalkers early. Okay, plays Blood Tithe. That's cool. The Soakins on Smelter. Yep. This is your typical Oni Cult Anvil deck. Yeah. Let's go here. Go +1. There. And I think we'll play a Liliana. And force them into a sacrifice. I think I ordered that incorrectly, but it's okay. I'm really not too stressed out about it. Okay, that works for me. That kind of was a little bit of a guided sacrifice. Smelter. The Smelter's really the engine that gets this thing going anyways. But that's okay though. Next turn I can Gix's command. Ooh. I can really Gix's command. Another Anvil. Alright. Dragon Sparks up. It's making Hasty Boys. Yeah. You get them both.
Fine.
A more efficient solution must be
Okay.
found.
So, we kind of have to do this right now. Each creature with power 2 or less, and each opponent sacrifices a creature with the highest power. So that's going to get rid of everything on his table. Even if he reacts with the Anvil to make more tokens, he would still have to sacrifice something as there, and that token would come in before the Gix's command resolves. So, yeah, the most he can do is he can drain for 1. Alright. And the rest of his board is gone. What'd you draw? 7 cards in the graveyard. Let's make that more. Make you mill. There we go. Now we can play a Sheldred and flip it. Now he could sacrifice that to eliminate my Restless Reef, but then that'd be kind of like a little bit of a waste. I mean, I think he wants to like drain me down to a point where he can just one-shot me with the Dragon Spark Reactor. Yeah. Devilish Ballet. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. You get it for 1. Alright, so that means we definitely want to cast Shieldred. Make him sacrifice that non-token creature. Because that Devilish Valet will kill us. But honestly, he kind of has us on board with the Dragon Spark Reactor and the Oni Cold Anvil. All he has to do is sacrifice his tokens. Alright. Bounce becomes a creature with Menace, so I can't block it. Yep. But he also tapped out, so he can't sacrifice it this turn. But I also can't kill him. I can't mill him out within the next turn either, which kind of sucks. Yep, block there. And he just sacrifices it, gets that 1 damage in anyways. Onical Anvil is way too good, man. He's so good. And with me having no way to eliminate the Dragon Spark Reactor, it basically means it's game. All he has to do is play 1 more mana source, and it's over. Or just wait until his next turn. Okay, he's playing Bobby Nix.
I don't need respect. Just obey your
Yeah, at this point,
punishment
it's not
is
really
my entertainment.
necessary for me to keep these cards in my hand.
Pleasure doing
And taking the 2 from holding it is kind of superfluous because he has us dead on board with the Dragon Spark Reactor. So, in the meantime, we are just going to have some fun. We're going to cast Breach the Multiverse. Because this game is already over. Let's see, what do they got? I have a Sheldred. Well, I'll take that Jace. And from your graveyard, we'll take... Jeez, like nothing, right? Just take your Blood Tithe. Yeah, you don't have anything else worth taking.
Phyrexian's plans are already.
And we'll just mill. You. It's not enough, though. Gets him down to 10.
-7.
I would need 1 more activation of Jace in order to win this game.
Nothing
But
could be more vulnerable
that's that.
than your memory.
Good game. Okay, so this actually looks like a pretty decent hand. So we have 3 lands. We have a Cut Down, Sheldred, Jace, Breach. This is funny. There's only 2 Breach in this deck, and yet we've been drawing it in our opening hand every single game. Hopeful Initiate. Okay, so we're up against some kind of aggro here. Which really sucks that our only black sources are... comes into play tap lands. Oh my. That's gotta go. Alright, let's go ahead and play... You know, we're gonna play the other Restless Reef, and we're just going to cut that down immediately. Botanical Brawler could be a big problem, especially with Hopeful Initiate. Solemn Simulacrum, or Simian Simulacrum. Not bad. Nice hit. Alright, let's go here. Oh gosh. I guess we go Celestis. We're gonna take another big hit this next turn. But having that Celestis will allow us to play Sheldred. Okay, they're playing the Ozolith. No +1 counters this turn. But that's okay. Let's see here. Let's go land. into Hidetsugu and Kairi. Gives us those. We are going to hide this and this up top. Putting this on top, that on bottom. And we're just going to let him run into and kill us. Unless he just drew, like... Okay. Alright, Get Lost still works. Get Lost still works. Absolutely. Yep. Cast Breach. They take 7. Now we both mill 10. I get Hidetsugu and Kairi back. And from our opponent's graveyard... What do we have? We have the Sovereign, Siege Veteran, Solemn Simulacrum, Hootcell. I think we're gonna take the Simian Simulacrum just to get it out of their graveyard. That creature. Okay, so put the Underground River and the Swamp back. Ow. Alright, am I up? Now we get to... Actually, we're going to come in with Sheldred. We'll go sacrifice the Hopeful Initiate. That works perfect for me. Is this sorcery? Yep, sure is. So, let's activate it. Might as well make use of the tokens that they're giving us, right? They're up to 15 cards in graveyard, so that means we get to activate Sheldred next turn. Well, let's see what they choose to do. First show of loyalty. Okay. You can get yourself a dude. Alright. Activate. Destroy that. We'll play the Shipwrecked Marsh. And Cruel Somnifage. Mill them in more. How many cards left in the library? 35. Most of the cards in their hand are just cards that are playable from the graveyard. It's so funny. Ooh. That's not good. They could actually have us dead to rights this next turn. I'll definitely take that action. Draw, discard that. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and play the Cruel Somnifage. Let's see, 14-14. Play Swamp. How many cards left in the library? 32. We'll play another Sheldred. That way we at least have blockers. Alright. So if they don't kill us this turn, we are going to discard that. We are going to get the True Scriptures flipping back and giving us his entire graveyard. And it's going to be glorious. Please don't concede. Okay. Yeah. It's in. Alright, Homestead Courage. Fine. Alright, yep. Block with that. Oh, man. Come on. Yeah, I guess that was fun. I was really hoping for like that big explosive end there. Okay. So this is all mana. Well, on the bright side, it'll get us to Breach the Multiverse really fast. Let's keep it and see what happens. Alright, up against another Selesnya style deck. Let's see. Let's go and play the Dark Slick Shores first. Okay, so we're up against enchantments this time. That's fine. Let's go... Let's go here, so that we can cast Go for the Throat if we need to. Alright. Let's cast that now, so the Audacity doesn't land. You can't card draw for that. Alright, sweet, my turn. Let's see. Let's go with the Shipwreck Marsh into... Yeah, we'll go into the Celestis right now. Okay. Interesting choice. I don't think I've ever seen that in an enchantment stack. Alright. Let's go Island. Hitotsugu and Kairi. Let's go ahead and put that back on top and that back on top. I'm interested to see if we can play the adventure through Hitotsugu and Kairi. Okay, they played Acacia's Welcome. This is a very peculiar Selesnya deck. Okay. Alright, well... Restless Reef. Invasion. You both mill. You discard, I draw. Yes. Okay. Then we will attack. Destroy the invasion. Comes back as last step convert. And what do we get from you? Not a whole lot of good. I guess we'll take the Jukai Naturalist. It's pretty decent as a 4/4. Ah, Hallowed Haunting. Pretty good card. Pretty good. Alright. Get rid of that. It's like, no more! Enough! I'm already dead! Okay, and we are back with the post-game wrap-up. So, things I like about this deck is that it is much more direct than the Azorius build, wherein with the Azorius build, you have to sit back and just kind of hold onto your hand of counterspells and play very reactively. With this version of the deck, you are playing much more proactive. Your game plan is to shove cards into your opponent's library as quickly as possible. And those early game cards like Cruel Somnifage with the Can't Wake Up Adventure and Invasion of Amonkhet really help push that game plan. And the fact that we're running cards like Sheldred with Menace, with Teresian Mindbreaker being unearthed out of the graveyard, and Hitotsugu and Kairi having flying, we have quite a decent amount of ways to break the invasion. I never once in any of my games had any problem busting the invasion to get the clone creature on the backside. So I really like Invasion of Amonkhet in this style of deck. Things that either did not perform too well or just didn't get a moment to shine. Honestly, I put both the Celestis and the Ironcrag in here because I wanted to have a 2-mana mana ramp card and a 3-mana mana ramp card. And unfortunately, the Ironcrag never really saw play, and not just because like we had better things to cast, but it just never surfaced. Either it landed in the graveyard because of my own self-milling, or I just never drew into it. So I can't really make a real valuable judgment call off of this. I mean, the secondary clause of this card becoming an equipment never really comes into effect with this deck because we only are playing 2 creatures that have the legendary tag. so that's never really going to be a part of this deck. So if you wanted to cut this for another copy of the Celestis or maybe another piece of removal, feel free to do it. This is just in here to give us a little more extra speed in the early game. Aside from that, the removal package looks good. Running 3 Cut Down, 4 Go for the Throat, 2 Liliana, 3 Sheldred. Gix's Command is in here. Vrask is in here to turn creatures into treasure tokens. You got a really decent control shell here. So honestly, the deck at the moment, no real notes other than like maybe the Ironcrag being a weak link, but everything else about the deck seems to operate pretty damn well. So I would say this is a pretty safe craft. The oldest cards in the deck, probably the Celestis. So you might want to avoid crafting this because this is going to be rotating in next September. So you do still have like a whole nother year to play with this card, but just bear in mind that cards from this set will be rotating with the next standard rotation. Aside from that, most everything else here is a pretty safe craft and is going to be with us for a long time. So yeah, there you go. Dimir Mill, lots of fun. Lots of fun. I definitely recommend crafting this deck. So I will put a link to the deck list in the description box down below so you can try it out yourself. And until next time, take care of yourselves.